All right, what is going on, guys? Hope you are well wherever you are, whatever the time, and welcome back to another episode of Why Not Me. I'm in the kitchen, but the clips that you're going to be watching are going to be from a session I done with Adam, a pool day. But I've got some meal prep to do, and I thought, I needed to film a voiceover for the session. That was on the list of things to do today. And I was thinking, why not just do it whilst I'm meal prepping? Because I'm not going to go into the specifics of the movements within the session. I'm just going to give you a bit of a prep update and just go over a few topics in prep and give you some tips and advice and whatnot. So I'm going to make my potatoes and my rice, my mince, and let's get right into it. So travel down to Ultraflex Rotherham to meet Adam. Funny enough, obviously, we worked together with his coaching brand, Team Pow, and one of the goals of this year was really just to collaborate a lot more. So we've got ourselves a podcast now, the Unassisted Podcast, search out on YouTube. We've got that going now, and one of the things that we needed to get done was get a session in together and film some content there as well. So that's really helping in terms of coaching and obviously just developing our relationship with work and whatnot. So yeah, met up Ultraflex Rotherham, which is undoubtedly one of the best gyms in the UK. It's absolutely ridiculous. Although I do think that I do prefer Ultraflex Durham just because it's not as mental, it's not as hectic, and there's a little bit more space between kit. I feel like Rotherham's very packed in terms of kit, but the atmosphere is incredible. The type of people that train there is amazing, and they have everything. There isn't a piece of kit that they're missing. They've got every type of different T-bar. They've got every different type of pull down. Everything, different brands. It is incredible. Had the session, which was a pull session. I've actually changed my split. So I was doing lower, upper, rest, repeat. I think I mentioned actually in a YouTube video that I wanted to kind of return back to push and pull just for my upper body work, just because I just kind of enjoyed that style a little bit more. But I did find that the lower body frequency was working really well for me. So training legs every 3 days is just, ideal for me. And I've seen some huge gains across my legs. So I didn't really want to change that. My upper body has improved, but I don't think it's been any different to what it would be if I just done push-pull legs. So, or just had push or pull sessions instead of my upper body session, sorry. So I've gone back to push. So it's now lower push, rest, lower pull, rest, and then just repeat that process. We ran through Adam's session, which overall I think was a productive session considering the car journey. It was, the journey there was okay. But obviously, in the car longer than what I typically am to get to the gym. So I think it's just, if you are traveling to another gym when you train, just make sure that you're warmed up properly. Make sure that you've actually done your mobility work prior to training, because I think you're just so susceptible to getting injured when you basically travel long distances to a gym in a car, right? Because you're just so tight and cramped up. So yeah, but prep update with regards to body weight, how I'm feeling, how I'm looking. So across this week, I've been averaging around 97.6 kilos. I haven't hit a new low across this week yet. I hit a new low when my lightest was last week. I had high days, went up in body weight after that new low, and I just slowly trickled it down. Typically what I've been doing is having my high days going back down to my baseline food, which has pulled me down pretty hard. But I think because I'm relatively close to where I want to be in terms of condition on the stage, I've slowed it down a little bit more. So I'll just slowly make my way back to another new low. That's basically the goal. But yeah, body weight hasn't really changed across this week. Sometimes in a competition prep, you'll see, especially obviously when you're lean, if you're still carrying a good amount of body fat, you need to get the scale down. But when you are pretty close to being in stage condition, you don't body weight changes or the scale changes might not always reflect in a better look. Sometimes you just need more time. Sometimes you just need to sit at certain body weights. And sometimes the same body weight just ends up looking better. I think also people think that fat loss is like this. You lose weight and you've gone through fat loss. You've dropped a kilo overnight and you've just lost body fat. And I think there is a bit of a time delay with fat loss. I don't think it's like you just dropped the weight or the scale says you've done this, or you've dropped in scale weight and it's just fat loss. I think you might not see the result of that scale drop or the result of that fat loss for like another week. And I also think the process of fat loss can sometimes be going on when the scale weight isn't necessarily changing. Short term, obviously, short term. This isn't to say that if you're out of shape and you just stay at 100 kilos, you're going to just suddenly become in shape. It's not the case. But short term, like sometimes within a week or two, if a scale doesn't change, I think you can still be going through that process of fat loss. So I think that's what's been going on with myself there. I definitely feel like as I'm coming down, obviously, you kind of get that feeling again where you feel a little bit like shivery, your skin's more sensitive, you're a little bit more quiet, you're a little bit more tired, feet dragging a little bit more, but again, like it's all normal. Like you're trying to lose body fat and you're already pretty lean. So, but I think my advice with that is, because that's going to happen in a prep, is feel good when that happens and embrace or enjoy that feeling, because it probably means you're getting leaner. So, yeah, it's just all part of it. But yeah, everything else has been good. Sleep has been good. My wake up time now is 5 a.m. So regardless of when I go to sleep, I'm waking up at 5. My body's like clockwork. It's pretty much I wake up at 5. So I'm basically aiming to get myself into bed and asleep by just after 10 p.m. ideally. So sleep has been good, and that's something that you want to make sure is in a good place, especially when you're in a calorie deficit. Food isn't incredibly high, but you're still expecting a lot from your body in terms of training. You need to make sure that you're getting a really good amount of sleep. So the sleep has been good. And yeah, overall, honestly, I'm really enjoying the process. I am now just over 10 weeks out. So it'll be, I think just over 10 weeks out. July 27th is when my first show is going to be. PCA show, which will be in Kettering. So that'll be the first show of the year. And I'm really excited to just give the PCA a go. I think that'll be awesome. And they obviously, I've heard good things about how they treat their athletes. So that'll be epic. And yeah, at the minute, I'm honestly just really enjoying my bodybuilding. I'm loving bodybuilding. Kind of feel like I'm in a really good flow with things, and yeah, just really enjoying it, to be honest with you. I think it's great. One thing that's also been filling me with a lot of gratitude recently is how much busier I'm getting with coaching. I think that's something that I'm always just going to do. I love coaching, and I feel like I'm gaining a lot of momentum this year, which is great. The caliber of athlete that I'm working with is amazing, and I'm really working with some great guys, and just yeah, it's honestly, I feel so grateful to be able to do it, especially just a job where I really do actually love it. Like, I'm going to bed excited about what is going to be happening the next day. I'm waking up looking at my list and being like, right, let's nail it, let's accept this challenge, let's enjoy it. And yeah, essentially the goal for me is to get to a point where I'm just sustaining myself and then supporting in the future a family, to be able to support a family through coaching and other investments that I make. And I can feel that momentum is shifting, which is great. And I'm just getting better as a coach and better as just somebody who just manages their own their own coaching really. So yeah, it's awesome. And obviously Adam's been a huge help as well. I think obviously I got to shout him out there. So yeah, but as I said, the session was really good with Adam. The next day I noticed that I was pretty battered just because there was a lot of volume than I'm used to for doing just pull work in a session. Because obviously I've just been doing upper lower, and the volume in a session for the pull work is obviously low. It will typically be like 2 or 3 exercises, maybe 6 or 7 sets in a session, sometimes even less. So then to do that and then go from, I think we done, I'm gonna say 15 sets, 14 to 15 sets within the session. So it was a lot. So I was pretty battered the next day, and I was holding some water, holding some fluid the next day. So I've dropped the volume myself for my own pull session, which I actually done today. It was the first one that I've done solo in a very, very long time. And that was a really good session today. Still feel like I'm making progressions on certain movements, and that's exciting, obviously. And yeah, for me to be performing this well when I'm practically, well, I've seen lower than my stage weight from 2023 is amazing. Like, I've never been this strong at this body weight ever. So yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I'll leave it there for you guys. The meal as I'm prepping is basically just potatoes, mince, chicken and rice. Simple stuff. My food hasn't, the food that I had been doing after the high day to taper things down was a little bit higher. So it was around 400 grams of carbs, 75 grams of fat, 300 protein. And then now it's down to being a bit lower. Training days is 295 grams of carbs, and then rest days is 195 grams of carbs. Definitely feeling hungry, but the hunger is honestly really the least of concerns during a contest prep. I think it's just making sure that you manage your energy properly throughout the day. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Any questions, drop them in the comments below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.